If you've clicked on this video, it's probably because you don't want your print-on-demand store to fail. Personally, I have jumped on over 1,000 Zoom calls with people starting their first print-on-demand store. I've also made hundreds of videos here on my channel talking about the different products that I've sold and things that I do with my stores. I've also gotten to attend various print-on-demand conferences where I was able to talk about marketing and store building and more. And what I'm going to do with you in this video today is share with you the top 3 reasons for why most beginners end up quitting in their first 90 days. These are honestly some things that you may not have thought of before, and they could be some things that you are in danger of doing without even knowing it. As we go through the video, let me know down in the comments if any of them are things that you are doing. And if you are just getting started, I do have a free print-on-demand course. Inside are over 30 videos showing you how to build your store and get started with social media marketing. Like I said, it's completely free, and there's a link down in the description. Now, the first thing is something that keeps many of you from actually starting your store at all. It's something that kind of causes you to lose interest as well. Basically, you discover print on demand, and then for some reason, you stop becoming interested in actually trying because some people believe print on demand to be some sort of a scam. Take a look at this comment here. This is something I got inside of my print on demand Facebook group. Someone says, has anyone tried to search, is print on demand a scam on YouTube? Some people made videos and said it doesn't work for me, so it's a scam business model. One thing to keep in mind is that just like with anything, there's always going to be people that try and ultimately fail. And there's always going to be some of those people who, when they fail, they blame the actual thing rather than taking a look at what they might have done wrong. What I mean is, just because someone fails at print on demand doesn't mean that print on demand is flawed. It means that the way that they tried print on demand may not have been that great. Another thing to consider is that print on demand is just how we are fulfilling our orders. We are still building an apparel business or a home decor business or some sort of an accessory business. We're just using a print on demand supplier to fulfill our orders. Print on demand is not a scam. You are still building a real business. You're still going after a specific niche, and you need to make sure that you are making great designs. And if you're able to do those couple of things, you can build a business that can succeed. A lot of people, though, they sort of see other scams online and they might associate print on demand with one of those, and it causes them to end up quitting or never even getting started. And the next thing today is actually the exact opposite of what we just talked about. Many people end up quitting print on demand, or they might not even actually give it a real effort because they believe it to be some sort of a get-rich-quick business. In a lot of cases, if you're watching videos on YouTube about print on demand, some people will make this seem way easier than it actually is. Countless times I have seen videos pop up in my YouTube suggested videos where someone is saying that you can make $50,000 a month selling a super simple AI-generated t-shirt design or something silly like that. What this leads to is a lot of people like this here. Take a look at this comment. This is something that I got again inside of my print on demand Facebook group. Basically, someone saying that they started their store a couple of days ago and they're looking for some suggestions on their products. To me, these are very lazy designs. To me, the person that made these likely thinks that print on demand is some sort of a get-rich-quick business where basically anything can be whipped up and sold in an instant. The problem with things like these is that they are just too basic, and they also don't relate to a specific niche in some cases. Now, yes, print on demand is something that anybody can start, and it is something that anybody can succeed with. You really don't need to have a lot of business experience or marketing experience or even design experience, but you do have to try, and you do have to have good ideas, and you really can't treat this like some sort of a lottery ticket. So many times when I am talking to someone who is new to print on demand, they run their store for maybe 2 weeks and they wonder why they're not making thousands and thousands of dollars, especially if they are creating designs like some of the ones that we talked about earlier. The point is that print on demand is a real business. This is not a scam, but it's also not get rich quick. You still have to build a cool store with great designs that people will actually want to pay for. Now, our third reason here why most beginners end up quitting in their first 30 days has nothing to do do with the first reason that we talked about, which is people thinking that print on demand is some sort of a scam. And it also has nothing to do with our second reason, which was that people sometimes believe print on demand to be some sort of a get rich quick scheme, and after 2 weeks, if they're not rich, then they end up quitting. What we're talking about now is people that are getting into print on demand, and they really do have a level head on their shoulders. They understand that print on demand is not a scam, and they also understand that print on demand is not get rich quick. However, they are afraid and they want to make sure that they don't do the wrong thing. Take a look at this post here. Someone says, I am new to print on demand and I've got to admit I'm totally lost. It's like a barrage of things to learn and understand before I can even get started. The problem here is that sometimes people are so aware that this is a real business that they just get so paralyzed with fear because they don't want to do the wrong thing. They end up actually never starting because they're trying to do everything perfect. They basically spend all of their time doing research, they watch video after video after video, but they never actually take action. They sort of wait until they have something that they feel 100% confident in that it will work to even do anything, but sadly, that moment never comes. This is a real business. It's not something that we are following a step-by-step instruction manual perfectly for, and then all of a sudden having ourselves a successful business. This is going to require some sort of trial and error on your end, and you're going to have to deal with some failures in order to get to some of the successes that you actually want. Unlike most people, I will tell you straight up that you are likely going to fail at some point. The important part though is what you do with that failure, and honestly, I'm not trying to sound corny or anything like that. I'm just trying to be realistic with you so that way you actually put in the necessary effort and you also have good expectations as you get into your store. If you are feeling afraid, my advice to you would be to just start, because you need to get some failure out of the way if you ever want to have a successful store. Now, we've basically gone through 3 groups of people. The first being a group of people that think this is a scam, the second being that people think this is get rich quick, and then the third, a group of people that are so paralyzed with fear that they do nothing. In all of my experience with my own stores and in working with others, I have found that the number one thing that causes people to succeed with print on demand is by being aware of all 3 of these things and realizing that they're going to have to treat this like a marathon and not a sprint. If you are getting into print on demand because your hope is to strike it rich over the next couple of months, or if you're just looking to do something where you're going to be spending a couple hours a month or something like that running a print on demand store, you're likely not going to get the results that you want. Print on demand is a lot like going to the gym. If you are trying to get healthy and see results in your body and in the way that you feel, you're not looking to do that in just a weekend. You're sort of committing to a new lifestyle, a new healthy lifestyle that's going to get you the results that you want. Print on demand is kind of like that. Not that you need to dedicate your whole life to your store or anything like that, but you do need to put in an effort, and you do need to try, and you do need to give yourself time to learn and to make things better and to actually get the results that you want. And like I said at the beginning of the video, down in the description, I do have a free print on demand course that should help you to get started inside or over 30 videos showing you how to build your store and get started with social media marketing. And like I said, it is completely free. There's a link down in the description. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful if you are someone that is starting your store. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.